Hi, I'm Carrie Obazinski, Times Business Development Manager. Welcome to Real Times, our vlog where we'll talk about industry trends, new products, and answer some technical questions, pretty much everything coax. Please subscribe to our channel, and if you'd like to get notifications of our new episodes, click the bell below. Today we have John Muzio, our product manager and applications engineer for our test and measurement line. And we're going to talk a little bit today about 5G and test and measurement. So John, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me today.
Great. And what's 5G, high level?
Okay. Well, 5G is primarily the next generation communication system, or I should say primarily wireless communication. Throughout the cell phone industry, they started with first generation and they worked their way up. And as you can imagine, every time there's a next generation, there's some type of improvement that evolves. And in this case, we're talking about speed and access and things like that. So that's primarily what we're dealing with when we're talking about 5G.
Oh, thank you. And as far as test and measurement goes, Times does test and measurement equipment?
No, we don't necessarily make test and measurement equipment. However, we make the coaxial cable, which allows various different manufacturers to be able to connect up and do different types of testing. This can range from just a single point to point. I want to see how this is performing at a certain one device, or we can even do it in terms of a production type of environment. And we work with different manufacturers that will, take their VNA equipment. They'll use it in what's called the switching matrix, which allows you to test many different components at one time. And to be able to get these all working together in tandem and in a quick environment, this switching matrix will take snapshots of time of each of the components that are connected to it. Now, all of our cables are the ones that are connecting to this switching matrix down to the individual devices. So picture it, if you will, if you're in a production environment, you have a bunch of different antennas or some type of device that's under test. We need to be able to connect to each one of those into the switching matrix and be able to accurately test it. Now, if you're in a production environment, well, there's a lot of things that could go in there. There's different stresses in that environment. There's a lot of movement. Things are moving fast. Things get manhandled a little bit, to be honest with you. Now, it's extremely critical that phase is maintained during these testing. You cannot have any type of stresses that's happening during this test that can throw the measurement off. So the cables involved have to be extremely robust, and they have to be very phase stable in this environment. And that's we're using the Clarity line of cables primarily for this type of application with the VNA and the switching matrix in the 5G environment. So they can hook them up, lots of hookups, unhookups, many times over and over again, lots of flexibility, lots of movement, and be able to maintain a great quality test.
Oh, thank you. So Clarity is the name of the cable line that we use for 5G specifically?
Yeah, primarily, and that's because Clarity has the best phase that we were talking about, but it also has a very, very wide frequency range. So as we're getting up, into the higher end of the 5G environments, we're pushing the frequency boundaries. So Clarity has the ability to, start all the way down at 18 gigahertz, but go all the way up to 50 gigahertz and maintain that real solid phase and stability, even over temperature as well.
Do we sell components and the customers put them together, or do we sell these as assemblies custom for the customers? You want to talk about that process a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
So, in the Clarity lines, well, basically all the test and measurement lines that we offer, we sell them as assemblies only. And the reason is that we want to be able to have control on how these connectors are mated to the cable, the coax cable itself. It's not just, let's splice it and, do a quick crimp or something like that. And able to maintain all these phase and stability requirements, we need to really have an accurate control on how these are built.
You keep saying phase. Do you want to do a quick high level what phase is for someone that might not understand that?
Okay. Well, when we're talking, in this coax world, we're kind of thinking about what is phase stability. Okay, and we want to be able to maintain a very low rate of change when it comes to phase. So picture it, if you take a cable and you kind of move it around and stuff like that, there is going to be some type of phase change. And phase basically, and if you watch any of Dave Slack's presentations, he does a great job explaining phase. And I don't want to go into too much detail here, but basically we want to keep phase as stable as possible. And in order to do this, we have to have a very robust cable.
So it's a robust cable. We make sure it's assembled to control the phase.
Right.
And we build these custom for our customers' applications.
Well, we do some custom work, but primarily the way that we set up the Clarity line is to be able to produce these assemblies that meet basically all of the requirements that you come. So, anything from 18 gigahertz up to 50 gigahertz for Clarity, various different connectors that you're going to see on all your proper VNAs that are out there. So we pick the correct connectors to go with the different applications. Now, that's not to say we don't do any customization. Matter of fact, Times prides itself on the ability to do customization and coming up with next generation type of test products that we could use and address a lot of different things that are out there.
Well, thank you, John.
Oh,
I
you're very
appreciate you
welcome.
joining us today and talking about 5G and test, giving us a quick explanation about phase. If anyone has any questions, we can make sure that you can get in touch with John about our test and measurement line. Real Times is our place where you can meet experts like John. You can find out what the latest trends are and learn more about the latest in RF technology. Again, subscribe to our channel, please, and click the bell if you'd like to get notifications about our new episodes. We're going to have a few more with John coming up soon. And if you have a question for John or anyone at Times, please leave a comment below, or you can email us at realtimes@timesmicro.com. That's REEL. And if you've enjoyed this video, make sure to please share it. And hit the like button, please. And until next time, stay healthy, and thanks for watching.